Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Your name is Dayo, right?
Yes.
So yeah, what's your name? Tell us your full name or your stage name or your design name.
My name is Dayo Fayose.
Dayo Fayose.
Yes, and I'm a designer and an entrepreneur.
He is a designer, but I want to capitalize on that entrepreneur because we'll talk about that later. Okay, so when you mentioned that you are a designer, I think design has layers. There are graphics designers, there are people that do illustration, there are people that do UI UX, what else? I think those are the caliber of people we have. I think there's more.
There's more this time.
Yeah. There's people that do flyer. Those are still graphic designers. What else? What? The rest, that's a problem. So, what do you do?
So I'm a multidisciplinary designer.
Okay.
So I started out as a brand designer, graphic designer, basically, and then I transitioned into UI UX designing. So I've been doing product design, designing apps, websites, designing flyers and logos, and I also design digital products. For example, templates for websites, similar to Framer templates, Webflow, So that's why I call myself a multi. So I can design most things in the digital space.
Can you design me?
It's possible.
Oh, okay. So let's just go a little bit into subfield. I saw, because you mentioned Framer, it made me remember something. Framer or Figma?
Framer.
Why?
Because when you design in Framer, you can take it and make it become a live site while you are building it. But with Figma, you will have to probably transition into Figma sites before you can use it before you can make the live website. So Framer takes you from 0 to 1 quickly than Figma does.
Okay. So Framer is a tool that, how would I put it? More like while you're coding, you're just seeing like a live preview. So wow. Okay. All right. So now let's go a little bit in. What is creativity to you?
To me, creativity, I would say creativity is the ability to create. And that's just what it is to me fundamentally. Anybody that can create is creative. Even if you can create a thought, you can create an object, you can create an idea, then you are being creative, and that is creativity to me.
So creativity is when someone can just create something. So the fact that you can put your thoughts together, that is being creative. Now let me ask this question. I've seen a lot of creatives, right now, people that even take it as a literal job, struggle to say they are successful with their creative skill. What can you say you've done that you can say that I have my reason of asking you this question? You see that it's like, say that it's chicken. I'm learning that from you. So what can you say you've done that people can emulate? The reason I'm asking this is I believe something. I used to say this: if you want to be as rich as Elon Musk, right? Be where he is, do whatever he has done, even if you don't attain his success, you would be close to it, because the process he actually went through to get to where he is, if you can follow that same path, you should be able to get to where he is, if not there. Probably some other policies, if you're in Nigeria, you know that a lot of things will hold you back. But really, but if you are able to, at least you get what I'm trying to say. So if as a creative, someone says, oh, I'm not successful in this thing that I'm doing, what do you think is the cause, and how do you think it can be addressed?
That's a very good question. And I think, like you said, it's a question most creatives struggle with at some point in their career. Even those that are working on a higher level still struggle with it to some extent. And I would say that it boils down to understanding the business of the creative endeavor that you are into. You know, so there's design, and then there's the business of design.
Yes.
Exactly. So if you are in the business of design, you might not exactly be designing.
Yes.
But you'll be managing people who design.
Yes.
Same thing with when a chef is working and he builds a restaurant. His goal is not only to cook the best food, but also to attract people that will eat the best food.
Yes.
So that's why I feel like even if you have a creative skill, you're an artist, you're a painter, you know, you're an illustrator, and you create amazing work. But if nobody sees it, nobody would know that you do this thing, and nobody would value it because nobody has seen it. You need to show it to people for people to know that it exists. So when you're into the creative space, it is always about people.
Yeah.
And you're always creating for people. And that's why, if you mention Elon Musk, now the reason why Elon Musk is so wealthy is because his products, his services, his businesses have touched the lives of millions.
Yeah.
As a result, he makes millions, billions in this case.
Sorry, I think you can go to trillions.
So he's the artists too that are creative in the world, the ones that are most successful are the ones that their songs are being listened to by the most people.
Yes.
So it's directly proportional to volume. So it's about scale now. And then there's also magnitude.
Yeah.
There are some people that are serving, let's say, 50 to 100 people, but they are selling their work at a very high margin because they're able to find those people that are willing to buy their work at a very high margin.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So some people can say that's a low margin, but to a lot of people, at a high margin, but to few people, and they still make the same amount of money.
Yes.
So it's about finding the people that value your work, basically, and that takes time. And when you're into the creative space, you need to learn, you know, the business of what you do, not only the craft. You want to master the craft and practice, but you also need to understand the business.
Yes.
If you don't understand the business, you need to find someone who does that can help you with it. If all you care about is, I just want to create, then you need to find somebody that can help you with the business aspect of the creative business you're into. So it takes time, but finding people, meeting people, networking people, just like the way I met you. And if I think of somebody who does something, you know, when it comes to cinematography videos, I'll think of you. Yeah. And I'll mention your name in rooms where I think that people would get value from working with you. Yeah. And that's basically how we grow as creatives.
Yeah. So I get you. You actually mentioned it. My next question, you talked about it. So raise your hand. You can stand up. Okay.
This is for.
Okay. You mentioned it, but I just want to throw it to you as a personal question.
Okay.
Large volume, at a small price to a large amount of people, or higher price, small amount of people. Which one would you go for?
Higher price, small amount of people.
Why?
Because you are able to be specific with the type of work you do. When you are working with a small set of people, you are understanding the needs of that specific small set.
Yes.
But when you are working with a large amount of people, you are finding something that almost everybody can enjoy. Almost everybody would want to resonate with, which seems easy and simple, but can be harder. Assuming you're craving to the desire and taste of very wealthy people, you can spend a lot of time working on the fine details of that work, you know, and
make it luxury.
Exactly. You know, go all the extreme, and you won't mind spending to get to that point, because you know that once you're done with it, you will get a lot of reward and profit from that work. So you'll be more, I would say, more committed because the reward is higher. But if you're working for something for a large number of people, it may or may not be successful. You would have to do a lot of testing. Same would have done with the luxury one, but you will do a lot more testing and you fail a lot more. You need to fail a lot more quicker to be able to figure out what exactly everybody would really like.
Yes.
So that's why I feel like if you focus on a small set of people, but you price your work at a very high margin, it is more rewarding. That it is also very hard to find those people, because you need to be in their network.
I actually even believe that all those people already have someone. So you have to find a way to snatch them.
You need to find people that they already enjoy working with, people's work they already consume, and put yourself in that space to be able to relate and be in that environment, to know that, oh, I love A's work and B is also working with him. His work is probably going to be good. And then by the time you start building relationships and being in that space, creating contents that those kind of people consume, you start getting attention and they will start wanting to work with you.
So, and I want to go this direction.
Okay.
Something happened recently. I saw in news that Ford employed, it's not 3,000 of their engineer back.
Okay.
Because AI could not deliver what they did. That's right. I remember, I think this time last year, the conversation was around AI wants to take our job. But we are kind of now drifting to a point, because I was even telling someone that AI would actually get to a point where it's more expensive than human. But I want to ask you, what do you think what direction do you think we are going to? And that would now lead to my next question. Answer this one so that you not know the next question. Shoot yourself on the head.
What direction do I think we are going to with AI?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be possible that AI is not accessible to everybody even now, even though it looks like it. But the real big models are not accessible to everybody.
Yes.
You would need a lot of heavy machinery and heavy computational power to be able to run most models, especially if you want to self-host it. So it is even more expensive right now than, but in the future, what I would say most big businesses are trying to push is going to be humanoid robots, even though AI agents are very common now. They will be able to take over most jobs because of how much data they are able to retain and how fast they are learning and how fast they are growing and scaling at the moment. But in the end, just like what we currently do with social media, of why you consume certain people's content, people would find people they like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
People will find people the content they enjoy and people they want to work with. Even though there's an option of using AI to get something done, sometimes you just want somebody to do it for you. You just want that person's touch on that work. Now, it's going to get to a point where there are going to be a lot of people that are offering AI services, and now there's like unique AI services whereby the way this person uses AI is different from the way this person uses AI, but they both use AI. But you want this person's use of AI to be what appears in your work.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is also going to happen, and that's going to happen because of human creativity. Somebody choose to use a tool, because AI is a tool fundamentally.
Yeah.
It's different from the way everybody are perceived, which is they can give them the same task with the same tool and the outcomes will be different.
Yes.
And this also happens because most times we can't really control exactly the output of AI. Sometimes we just give it things, which is where we have vibe coding and vibe designing. We just give it prompts and instructions and we see what comes out. Then we fine tune it to the taste and the quality that we want. So the future, basically, I don't know if it's going to get to Africa so much. What other countries are saying, which is they want to have more humanoid robots doing most of the work, which is why they are posting a lot of content to try to market it, to make it look as if it's normal to have humanoid robots roaming around the world, But it's going to be tough for that to happen in Africa because we have some basic problems that we are still trying to fix, and China having dark factories where no humans are present and it's just machines just shipping products every 5 minutes, there's a new product out, and just from start to finish, it doesn't take that long anymore. And it's maybe just one person managing the factory to make sure that everything is working. So I see it over there is different. Over here is different. I feel like we still need to fix some basic things before we can start having conversations about how AI would enter the creative space in Africa.
Okay. Now, my next question is this. It's still relating to the future. Okay. But now it is around, we know that generations by generations, right? Time by time, season by season, there is always something trending. There is always the big skill. Now, right now, we are on the phase of AI. Now, do you think you can tell, right, from your own perspective, that this is going to be the next big skill after AI? Because I believe that AI is going to come and
it's going to come and go.
Yes. How will I put it? Okay, now let's put it like this. The hype is going to come and go, such that another skill is going to take the hype. And I believe in something that the earlier you get into the hype, the better it is for you to actually enjoy the benefit that comes with that hype. So let's put the example of when people were still saying, I want to become a doctor, engineer, lawyer, some people went into crypto. Crypto got the hype. Now, the beauty of that was the people that started. You know, right? Those people that started earlier are the people that are now doing mentorship. Now I don't want to go there. But after crypto, I think we got into maybe real estate. Then after real estate, we got into, now we are in AI. And it's more, to me, though I think we are still at the agent level. We are still like, is it not 2 or 3 more levels? I know that as at this point, the hype is not like there like last year. Nobody is literally, last year, everybody was scared. That what do I need to do? What do I not need to do? That does not mean you don't need to upskill. That does not mean you don't need to get better. But I just want to know, what do you think might be the next step? Or you don't know?
Well, I don't know for sure. I don't know what exactly the next type is going to be. But something I do know that a lot of experts have said, and it's proven to be true, that most likely you won't be replaced by AI, but you'll be replaced by somebody who uses AI. Yeah. So I think that statement is becoming truer every day. And you need to arm yourself with that knowledge. AI is becoming very synonymous with what happened when the internet first broke out and we started using the internet. And now internet is just a normal thing, and now we've built other things on top of the internet. So I feel like AI too is coming in as something like that, where it just becomes a part of our world. Like you said, the hype goes down and it becomes normal for AI agents to do things for you, and for you to interact with them and, you know, give them tasks, you know. So what the next hype is going to be, I can't say for sure, but many people are also saying, many experts are also saying that the AI bubble will soon burst, if it hasn't already busted. So if that happens, nobody knows what's going to happen, to be sure.
Okay.
A lot of people can make predictions, but nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. So people are predicting economic collapse, but I don't know if that is possible. Very possible, because the effect of AI is affecting people's life in real time, even right now. There's less water, less resources, less finance to the middle class and low class people, you know, and the big firms and big companies keep pumping money into AI still. So it's a way to make people's lives better. It seems it's
making
it worse. So we just have to wait and see to see the result of every action that we are taking right now.
All right. So I want to go in this direction. Okay. Right. As a person, one thing that I think we actually discussed it last year, but now I want to throw it in with a little bit of shade. When we say think outside of the box, right? thinking outside of the box is meant to be something that, but let me just package it like this. Now, what is that box itself? All right. Or does the box exist? Because I have actually seen people tear up because the person they're working with actually told them to think outside of the box. Something funny happened to me, I think early this year. I was referred to someone outside of the country to do a work for them. Then when the person sent me a mail as a brief, when I saw it, I knew in my heart that I cannot work with this person. The person sent a video, a long video. The first thing was they wanted a landscape video. They shot it in portrait. Then they said, I think the next thing was they wrote just be creative. And in my head, I'm like, this is the biggest trap. Because then after a few weeks, the moment I saw it, I even did not really, I just took my mind off it and I did not explain, but I explained it. Then many weeks after, the person, I think they now sent a mail back, probably did not send someone, because I was even shocked that they didn't send the mail back, that they needed a response from me, that will I do it? And then I responded with, number one, I don't do test run that is not paid. Number two, I don't do go and be creative. Show me what you've seen to make you want to create something like this, because what you have in your head might be completely different from what I have in my head. And the beauty is that I give you not something that is good that you love, not something that is good that I love, right? And the third thing is, I think you did not even record the video well. So if I'm going to work on this, the first thing I'm going to have to do is to send you back home to go and re-record. And the video is actually long. So, now the reason why I said all of that is, I think to me personally, I've gotten to a place where I can tell myself, not all jobs I'm getting. The moment I see you and your job is going to stress me, I'm going to send you back to your father's house. Now, what can you say to creatives that they found themselves in places or in a situation where, or they are working with someone that some person is simply saying, yes, because at times the intention is good. They want them to be better. But they are finding themselves in a place where they want them to just think outside of the box. And that is the phrase many people get. What do you think about that situation? What is now I asked, what is that box itself? Does the box exist? And to people that are there, and now have you been in a situation like that, and what did you do? And to someone that is there, what can the person do?
That's a very good question.
I'm not the you, baby.
Well, I'm going to have to reference people that have solved this kind of problem before. And I might also mention something from my own story. I've had situations like that before, where I get the brief and the client says, just be creative. I just want to see what you do, or just try something without being specific. What you would want to do as a creative in that situation is to take a step back and ask questions that will help you understand the problem the client is trying to solve. The client is trying to be ambiguous. It might not be on purpose. It might be because they lack context for the type of questions that will help them get what they want. So you want to help them bring clarity to their own idea so they can bring clarity to the work you're supposed to do. So if the client is refusing to answer those questions, that's when you know that you probably won't be able to work with this person, because you have no idea what exactly this person wants. And if you don't know what it wants, what he or she wants, you won't be able to give them a solution or know the direction to go into. Because as a creative, you can go into a million directions. And that's the biggest problem, that's the biggest dilemma. You don't want to be confused. That's why we say we have creative blocks. We don't know which direction to take this into, what effects we should add, what colors we should use, the type of theme, the kind of song, the kind of illustrations, pictures, many options the many directions we could go. So we need to clarify why. Why do you want to do this? Once the person starts thinking and giving you answers to these questions, it will give birth to other questions that will give you more clarity as to the objective of that work.
Yeah.
So I think that the boils, and that's what creatives that work at the high level also do. They ask very good questions. And that's why most clients, the clients they work with, really value their opinion, because they help them bring clarity to the work they want to do.
Yeah.
There are some things the clients might not have seen at the beginning of the project, but while having a conversation with that creative, because he asked very good questions, he's able to even see more potential, more opportunity in that work, and know the options they have. If you take it in this direction, the consequence might probably be this.
Yeah.
If you take it in that direction, you probably get this result. And that would influence more of the decisions the creative will make, because you want to narrow it down as much as possible. Even when you are presenting options to the client, you want to present maybe 2 to 3 options.
Yeah.
So that you don't want to give him like 1,000 options, because that would just leave the client overwhelmed and you won't be able to choose. So you want to reduce the options to 2 or 3 and ask very good questions. Also, you want to keep the client in the loop. Most times why we face those blocks is because we sit with it. And instead of sitting with it, you want to also share that problem with the client and tell him that you're having this problem. And the reason why you're having this problem is because you don't understand this part of the project. What does he have to say about? What does he think about it? If he were to do this, what does he envision for this part of the project, this part of the clip, this part of the design, this part of the app? What experience is he seeing? What emotions does he want to evoke? Those little clues are things that will direct you to and give you hints to how you should work on the project.
Yeah. Okay. Now, because of indenting. Oh, God, man. Okay. Because of you mentioned something, and that is creative block. I want to go in this direction. What is creative block?
That's the hard question, because if that question say won't give me creative block. Creative block is when you can't think through a specific problem in your work. When you're seeing you are seeing a lot of potential, but you can't decide which direction to go through or to go with. Writers have writer's block, painters to have, blocks while they are painting.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
So you would most of the time you're always playing different roles when you are working. When you are close to your work and you're actually adding something to it, you are being in the creative mode. But you get to a point, you want to take a step back to reevaluate and become a critic.
Yes.
And look at the work that, is this actually good? Is this really important to add into this work? Is it really essential? Or should it be removed? Why is it here? And then asking those questions are things that make you reflect about the purpose of the work. And then those things are things that can stop you from moving forward with that project. Having those questions, having those doubts, reflecting on the work you're actually doing. Is this what would actually bring the desired result I'm actually working towards? So that's why I'm like, creative block is a hard question, because it appears in different forms. Sometimes you just lose motivation, which is not something you should depend on as a creative, because most of the time you want to always try to rely on process. That's the way to push consistent work. That even if when you're unmotivated, you want to make sure that your process helps you. It saves you. Like when you encounter something like this, what do you do? Sometimes we find solace in looking at other people's successful work to pick up inspiration, to find a semblance of what we are working to, what success looks like, to see that, if I can pick out this part of this person's work and add this to this thing, maybe it can actually, so I can't give a fixed definition of what creative block is.
Yeah.
But it is a block. It is a block.
Okay. Let me go this route and say, You mentioned something, saying, and this is going to make me ask this. When a creative, how big is it for creatives to show up? Reason is, every single day, I see creatives box themselves back to the shell. And I'm going to say this, even most people that claim they are showing up, they actually, it's most of the time, it's something that triggers them. It's not like, it's like, how will I put it? Most of the people that take this creative as a job, most of them they love their inward house, they don't want to go out. How big is it for creatives to show up in their outward space, even when it is not convenient for them?
It is actually very big. It is very big. Most of those who work with big agencies, work at a high level, know the value of going to events.
Yes.
Right? That is where they meet new people. And sometimes they even meet old people that will introduce them to new people. So if they don't put themselves in those environments, they won't be able to meet those people. If you keep staying, and even if you choose to lock yourself inside, you still have to meet people. But it's going to be even harder because you have to be intentional about the people you want to meet. And those people might not want to meet you. So that's why you leave comments on posts, you send DMs and get no response. But assuming you met them physically at an event and they're able to see that you are real and you say what you said, you do what you say you do, they will be more akin to trust you. And that's when they, you exchange contacts, they give you their business cards, they're able to, leave an impression on them easily than when you keep interacting online and you send 100 emails or 200 DMs and you get like 10 responses, and those responses that say, please don't send me any message.
That's a good response.
So it's very important that you actually try to show physically, and then you try to appear at events where people value what you do and meet people that also do what you do that might know something that you don't know.
Yeah.
So that's how you expand your knowledge about the business of the creative work you actually do. Because some people are there that make 10 times more what you do, and you want to learn, once you know what they know that you don't know, that helps them to achieve something like that. And you can only do that by meeting people physically. So you need to break out of that shell. And even if you do want to build a relationship with people or network online, you need to find a way to deliver value. Because the mistake most creatives make is that when they are reaching out to people, they're always reaching out with the aim of getting something. Getting this person to work with me, getting this person to collaborate with me on a project, trying to get an opportunity to do A or B with this person. But if you think about it, in the sense of what can I give this person?
Probably not even getting anything now.
Exactly. What can I give? How can I be of service? How can I help this person? It could be as simple as sending this person a blog post you read that you feel that would be of help to that person. Sending them a YouTube video. It doesn't have to be something grand, right? Just like I saw your last post on, you're talking about AI. Then I saw this post by Anthropic. I thought you'd be interested in it. You can check it out when you have the time. Simple things like that. And then they say thank you. Now, because they said thank you, they would want to reciprocate that kindness. Exactly.
Yeah.
And they might also send something your way. I said, I saw that you do designs.
They will actually be forced to go check what you do.
Exactly. That why does this person care so much to be sending me these things when he knows that, So it is easier to do it. Like, it is harder too, because you need to be intentional and you need to pay attention to feel like
you can't afford to send them rubbish.
Exactly. Because nobody would respond to rubbish.
Yeah.
It has to be something that is important to them. That you help them with and you share with them. And that's how you build connections online. If you don't want to break out of that shell and just want to keep to your personal space. But even then, you would want to take it as far as to be like, have calls with them. By the time you've exchanged conversations with them a couple of times, you'll be like, can we jump on a video call? I'd like to maybe share something with you. I'd like to talk about A or B with you. I know that you do this. I would like your opinion on this. But this is going to be after some time. It is not
immediately.
Right?
Yes.
So after this person trusts you to a certain degree and you've helped them with a couple of things, then you can pitch that, and that's how you expand your network. Those are people that would now start sharing your posts, talking about you in rooms that I know somebody that does this. So that's what I think about, how creatives are always in their space and how important is it for them to show up both online and offline. So both is important.
Wow, that's huge. And that direction, I've never actually even seen, I would like, when you're like when you do something, but you've not really seen it as this is what I do and all of that. So I want to actually ask this question. I know you own Highness Hub, and Highness Hub is a place where creatives, anybody, can come to use power and, in short, even help them break out of their shell to come and meet people of like minds. You would always meet him there. You can bill him. He has money, and and all of that. How did you get started with Highness Hub?
Well, everything starts from an idea.
That's not money.
Everything starts from an idea, but mostly it always stems from a problem, right? Because we are in Nigeria, there's always been this problem with electricity and power supply. And I actually I reside in Akure, so I grew up around Futa, Federal University of Technology, Akure, and I realized that there was a space where students could go work there in school on campus. They even had more stable power and internet than we did in the city of Akure. So it was very interesting to me. I had to go there a couple of times. But when I came to campus in Federal University of Ekiti, I realized that there was nothing like that. And the town itself didn't really have much power too. It was very...
No, it's not like they didn't really.
I'm trying to be nice.
Okay, my bad.
So I felt like a lot of people, and I had a tech job then that was being affected by relying on generator and buying fuel. I had a story of a colleague too that was also in tech that had to drop out of school to be able to meet his deliverables and continue his work.
Yeah, I think I had a friend who also left school.
Because of just how unstable the internet was and how bad electricity was in the town. So
people like that are more so than they leave school.
So I felt like it was very, 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 very bad. People shouldn't have to drop out of school because of electricity and internet. It is so basic in other places. So if you can create a space for people to just come and work, and people were getting paid reasonably. Some of them were earning as high as 300,000 naira per month, and if they could just find they were dedicating like over 1/3 of it to buy fuel. So if you can find a way to solve that problem for them, it's going to become a very, very huge boost for young people to keep working in the tech space and keep growing. And even those that want to learn and they have computers, they don't have anywhere to learn. Internet is expensive. They cannot just choose to watch or download anything. They have to be very careful about, the videos they watch. And now that if you want to work in tech, you need stable internet. And you don't want to be concerned about you have 2 gig left or 1 gig left, when you are doing things like that. So that was what gave birth to Highness, because it was a problem I myself was facing. And then I had to speak to people about it, that there is this problem that I think I need to solve in this place. And somebody came, and one of the people I was speaking with told me to write up a business plan and send it to him, right? And that was where everything changed. And then he chose to work with me to build Highness, and then Highness is what it is today.
Oh, amazing. Okay, can I say something to that? Okay, so you made mention of something, and I want to throw you on the spot right now. You made mentions of creative getting to learn. Is there a plan for Highness to help creatives learn? Or is there like a program? Or are we looking to have one?
Well, it's something I feel like we could have. But I mostly believe that most of the information you need is available online.
Yes.
And if you really want to learn, you would find your way around it, is what I believe.
Yes,
so we don't have plans to dedicate labor to train people,
okay,
if that makes sense. But that's why we try to just create that space for people to come in and meet with people at the up that are already working, are already doing things, and they could speak with, or even I myself. I have a lot of people have come to meet me that they want to break into this part of tech, and with the little knowledge I have, I've been able to share with them resources and places they could go to. There are a lot of free high-end, very high quality courses, and there are even ways you can even download paid courses. You can download paid courses for free if you know your way around the internet. Yeah, right. So we don't have plans to start an academy to train people, if that's the question you're asking.
Is there something like an open day where you can just come in and talk to pros?
Well, something we can work on now that you mention it. It's actually a very good idea.
How much I pay for that? Okay. Let me go a little bit in this direction. You mentioned something earlier that when creatives get to a point where they're looking at their work from a particular angle, that trying to critique and all of that. In situations like that, many people tend to spend more time struggling with what they've done and trying to make it better, right? I could have used red instead of green. You use green, you're like, nah, it's not green. At times, I understand that there is always this point of satisfaction that if you've not gotten there. But how about learning to just let it go?
No, I don't think that's a good strategy.
Okay, now the reason why I said that learning to just let it go is let me use this. You can do a work, it is perfect to your eyes, to your audience eyes, it's rubbish. You can do a work, it is rubbish to your eyes. It is maybe rubbish to your eyes, to your audience, your eyes perfect, to your own eyes it's rubbish.
Yes.
Times like that, how about putting that psychology? That this is not like this is not okay. Because the more work you put out means more people knows you. Because I'm going to come in a little bit from the point of storytelling. I've seen reports of people saying, I did this project and I failed. And this is my report. And those reports are out there. Because now, I see a lot of problem in everybody trying to put, so to say, a 100% perfect work. And I believe now I'm not saying don't give your clients a perfect job. Now, but something that, maybe you're working on something, a video or a design, you just wanted to post it out, and it is not there. You spend more time making one perfect that you can actually use that time to create more, to actually pull that. Now, that is my own thought about it.
Well, what I think about it basically is feedback.
Matters, yes.
Yes, you need a third person's perspective on what you are doing. Most especially, you need the perspective of the person you are creating it for.
Yes.
Now, this could be the client, this could be the customer, this could be the end user. Because I'm a user experience designer, we always look to work with users because what we are creating is for the users. So, and I feel like every content, sometimes you don't have the chance to test it, but you want to share it with at least a few people to get an opinion on what they think about it.
Yeah.
In that process, you'll be able to find clues to how you can improve or refine it. Some people might mention what you should remove from the work. Some people might mention what you should add. And you'll be able to take this feedback and assess it and look at the work yourself and justify or decide which of those feedback you feel is valuable enough for you to add to the work. So I feel in the case where you said it is not okay in the creative's eye, but it's okay in the eye of the audience. He has done a good job.
Yes.
Right? That work is successful. But he was only able to find out because he shared it with the audience.
Exactly.
In his own eye, he feels he could do better and there's more work to be done. But in the eye of the audience, they feel like this is the best thing I've seen. This is the best thing since sliced bread. So that's why I feel like feedback is very important. And that's when you're working with clients, you want to make sure that you're keeping them in the loop. You don't want to go into a box and then come out of the other end of the box, come out with the full result, and then they tell you, no, this is not what we want. You've wasted all that time because you didn't take them along
journey.
Exactly, through the process of what you were doing. Of telling them that I finished this scene, what do you think about it before you move on to the next scene? That feedback would help keep you on track.
It can even take longer than doing the project.
Exactly. So most time you know that this is the goal, and you always want to assess your decisions by the end result. You say that we are going to this point, and does this align? Does this help us get to this point? Does this help us communicate or create that thing we want to create? Does it help us, share that information or that, story we want to tell?
Yeah.
So that is one way. I think having feedback loops of like sharing it with a friend could give you more perspective than just sitting down with the work and judging it yourself.
Yeah.
Because by the time your friend gives you a feedback of like, wow, this is beautiful, you can now put on the psychology of let it go.
Let it go.
It will be easier to do because you've gotten feedback and you've been able to assess it. Like it may not be good in my eyes, but for the goal I'm trying to achieve, it works. Okay. And then I need to move on to the next part of the work I'm doing.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask this question, and it's kind of stem out from something you said. You mentioned that process. How well should everybody actually know that their life is a journey? Right? You don't. There's a psychology outside that, and there's a thought pattern that tech is one place you enter today and you make your first $1,000 the next 5 weeks, or you learn. If you are done learning today, the next 3 weeks you get one big client, or you get your first client that will pay you 1,000 naira safe, right? That is, it stems into a lot of people not having the expectation met, people not getting complaining, and it now feels like they've been scammed and all of that. How well do you think creatives need to know that tech is actually a journey?
Well, very well. They should know very well that it's a journey. Just like everything else. Tech is also a journey. I mean, is there anything that is not?
No.
That's not a journey. So, it's a process. There are people that send applications. There are even senior people that have worked with one of the top big companies like or Microsoft and Facebook, and they got laid off.
Yeah.
And for them to get a new job was very difficult. They had to send applications for almost a year, some of them, to get the next job after they lost their last job. So those are people that have been in the space for like almost a decade.
Yeah, and that's any CV with them.
And you just learned the skill.
You think they will come for you?
And now you want them to just absorb you. It's going to take time. And that's why network is always very important. Those who know what you do will really want to call your names in certain rooms. Assuming you have a relationship with a startup founder and that is just starting up, and he probably doesn't have a lot of resources to pay you that big amount of money, but he really want to help you gain that experience right? For you to be able to have something to your portfolio, to your LinkedIn page, to say that you've actually worked on something that affected, even if it's 100 people.
Yes.
Right? That is more valuable to you than trying to look for a very big high-paying job, because people that work in those companies are expecting you to already have a certain number of years of experience.
Before 26.
And you don't have those years of experience, and you can't
before
compete
26.
with the senior people that are also applying for that same role. So it's when you're able to reference the previous people you've helped, the previous startups you've worked with, or you have people that, and even that startup founder will probably be the one to mention you to other people in his network.
Yeah.
If you do a good job, that I have
one boy, I have one girl.
Exactly. I have a designer that helped me on my team. I feel like it's going to be a good fit here. And that's the way you should think about it. That is the journey that you go through as a creative and as a techie.
Right. They said that, okay, now, not related, but I'm seeing a wave of younger, very, 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 very young people. I'm seeing a wave of parents, right, looking to bring their children into the tech space as early as possible. What do you think about that?
I think it's very good. I think it's one of the best things to happen right now, because parents are realizing the potential and the effect of tech. Yeah. So I think schools are even trying to adopt exposing kids to more tech skills. To more tech skills at a very early age, because this is how they gain advantage over their peers, because now they are counting experiences from when they were 12. And by the time they are 20, they already have 8 years of experience. Now, and if you're just starting at 18 or 20, you want to compete with someone that started at 12, you're
late in the
game.
There are no agents of days. Every brand wants someone younger that they know would stay with them probably for a longer time.
This is also the same way athletes train. Pro athletes, Olympic athletes already start training from when they were very young. Chess masters also start playing chess from when they were like 5 or 4. So this is how to gain an unfair advantage. Yeah. So I think that's what the parents are doing for their kids, and I think it's actually very good. I also like to do it for my kids also.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. And you mentioned something, and I'm going to use it to wrap it up. You mentioned unfair advantage, right? The question is, does everybody have their own unfair advantage in the world? And how can people maximize? Is it okay for them to monetize it? Is it okay for them to ignore it?
Yes, the answer to that question is yes. Everyone has an unfair advantage. It's similar to the story of David and Goliath. It looked like Goliath was destined to win.
Yes.
But David had an unfair advantage. And the fact that he was nimble and he knew how to use a projectile.
He
was a very skilled.
That
thrower. So he already dealt with lions, dealt with bears, to protect his sheep as a shepherd.
Yeah.
And being in front of Goliath was just like it was in front of another beast. Yeah. And then he just had to take care of it the way he had to take care of people.
He has a lot of weight lists.
Goliath doesn't have experience with those things because he has always been seen as a giant man, a mighty man. He was expecting that David was going to come and fight with him with a sword and stand before him. But David changed the rule of the game and walked and fought with him at a distance. Yeah. So that was how David got the advantage he got and defeated him without even, stressing too much. Probably stressed a lot. But, it was still relatively easy compared to what everybody else was thinking.
Everybody was expecting.
Exactly. And this is also how small companies and small businesses are able to do things compared to big organizations. In small businesses and startups, you're able to make decisions quickly.
Yes.
In a big organization, you have to pass through different layers
tables your document
Exactly. You need to submit here, there, here, approval here and there before they actually approve it and they will release the budget and then
you know, but your budget, everything will scatter.
as me and a small startup as a designer, you just feel like I'm thinking about this idea. What do you think about it? You work directly to the founder and it tells you a great idea, let's execute. And next thing is already in developers and next thing you've shipped it into the app, and everybody's already using it. So that's also an unfair advantage. But even as a big organization too, they have the advantage of capital.
Yes.
Because they are big already. The advantage the small players don't have.
You can even kick them out of the market.
They can even acquire them. So everybody really has an unfair advantage. And it takes time for you to reflect and look at your situation and look at your story and think about what is the advantage in this situation. So I think it's about perspective. Just being able to see the good, perspective and attitude. Being able to see the good in your situation.
Yeah.
Of like, what's good is in this, and it's about choice too. It's like I said, choosing to see it.
Choosing to see it.
Exactly, because a lot of people are looking at you and seeing all the wrong in it. That you're wild. I'm so sorry. You are going through a lot. But if you choose to say that no, this is actually a good thing. Yeah. I'm actually really learning. You have been in a state where you wouldn't have been without that specific situation happening to you. Yeah. You're able to gain perspective that other people can't gain.
Yeah.
Because they are not in the same situation as you. So that's why I feel like everybody has an unfair advantage. If you are introverted, you've learned how to sit with your thoughts. Yeah. And really think and really reflect before you speak. You really have time to ruminate on a lot of things. If you are extroverted too, you've learned how to interact with people without even knowing you were learning how to interact with people. You learn how to deal with all sorts of people, how to start conversations, how to meet strangers. All these things are advantages unique to different specific type of people. Yeah. So I feel like everybody does have it, and it could be anything. It could be people you know. It could be people in your family. It could be friends you met in school. It could be people you met in church. All those things can be unfair advantage depending on how you choose to see it.
Yeah. All right. It's your own perspective. It's your own thoughts. It depends on how you choose to see it, and you have an unfair advantage. I think it's a big lesson you can get out of this, right? Even if you don't know it now, take your time, look for it. It is called unfair and it is called an advantage for a reason. So if you are not intentional in enjoying what you have as an overhead against your competitors, then you are actually just enabling them to be able to, win you over. They are using theirs, right? Use yours. I would always say a beautiful lady and an ugly lady standing on the road. The tendency for a man to pick up the beautiful one is higher. The tendency for a girl that is very, very, very busty and is, has packed everything outside for heaven and heart to see, to be picked up, is higher, right? It's not because people are not nice. It's just an unfair advantage. So, hey, take off your time and maximize it. If you know how to monetize it, I promise you, people are going to pay for it. So, once again, I want to say thank you. It's a privilege that we have you here. It's a privilege to learn from you, right? And if you ever want to work and you need a space to work in a collective, I don't know, you're looking to expand to Hoya, right?
Maybe sometime in the future, yes.
All right. So, I promise you, Ines Hub I've been to Ines Hub. I've enjoyed Ines Hub. I can promise you that. Though you have to taste that. They do give a lot of promos too. Yes. So, just, you can, reach out to Ines Hub and Dayo Designer, DGNSR. I know book now. I got it then. All right. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's nice to have you here.
It's been wonderful.
Oh.